Hello, guys, and welcome to the Fit Strong Free podcast. I am your host, Kat, and I will be taking you through a little journey on these podcasts, really, through the mind and how it affects our lives and our everyday, pretty much. So, today, really, what I want to talk about is why do we struggle? And, over and over and over again, why do we seem to go round and round in circles and kind of feel stuck in a way and not move forwards and just struggling with general things, whether it's short term or long term. So, I don't know about you, but I've been so fed up with following diet and workout plans over the years and reaching success to some extent, but then failing at the final hurdle, which is ultimately a sustained lifestyle of health, wellness, happiness, and body confidence. And you can be given the best diet and the best workout plan in the world, personalized for you, for your body, and very well thought out. However, if your mind is not where it needs to be in order to follow the plan and keep improving beyond the time frame of the plan, then aren't we just going back to square one? Like, I've struggled with this in the past of, doing a 12-week plan, for instance, losing a certain amount of weight and getting, decreasing my size and fitting into jeans that I haven't fitted into for a while, feeling really, really good. And then, falling off this plan, it's finished, 12 weeks is over. And I just slip back into old habits and think, okay, right, I can do this now because I've reached my goal. And it slowly you get out of the habits that you recruited from doing this plan. So essentially, you're breaking down that hard work that you've gone through. However, it is good that you've gone through that experience so that you know that you're able to do that again should you want to. So anyway, moving on. Did you know that every day we have approximately 80,000 thoughts, which is a pretty, large amount, and around 90% of these thoughts are exactly the same as the day before. Now, that's actually crazy to think that because we either live in a memory of our past or a record of our future. So this is actually something that I take into consideration every day during, the way I think. Because if we do think the same thoughts every day, especially 90% of them, then how is our life going to change? And how are we ever going to achieve the things that we want in life and move forwards? Life will just stay the same. So there is really nothing too new happening in these thoughts as they are reoccurring, and we tend to live in a record of our past. Our brain is organised to reflect everything we know in our lives, like an artifact of everything we have experienced up until this very moment. You've probably heard the quote, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. It is not surprising that life seems to perpetuate with nothing really manifesting into the dreams we hold within us. So I've read a book by Dr Joe Dispenza and I love his work that he does. He's undertaken many studies based around the brain and how we think. And he says that, as I said, mentioned just earlier, we're living in a past or living by a map of our future. And for me, this really makes sense as our daily lives are generally the same unless we make a real effort to implement changes for a better future. So the moment we start feeling suffering, guilt, unworthiness, despair, or any negative emotions associated with yourself, you're back in the past and you can't see the future. You're living in basically no hope in a way, and you're thinking within those emotional states. So most of us do have issues that we are still dealing with, and whether we're aware of them or not, there are areas in our lives that matter a lot to us, and we are not able to succeed in these areas as much as we want to. And this can be very frustrating. It's as if we're stuck in the past. The moment that we start thinking about our problems, we start thinking in the past. Those problems have an emotion associated with them. And when we start to feel these emotions, the body doesn't know the difference between the experience that's creating that emotion or the emotion that we are fabricating through our thoughts alone. So, just to reiterate, these emotions that stem from our problems, when we start to feel these emotions, the body does not know the difference between the experience that's creating that emotion or the emotion that we are fabricating by thought alone. So thoughts are the language of the brain and feelings are the language of the body. How we think and how we feel creates our state of being. For most people, the body has been conditioned by the mind. The body says, I'd rather hang on to the guilt than seek new possibilities. It says, I'd rather live in fear than trust in the unknown. And once we feel uncomfortable, the body backs out of what the mind truly wants. So the body starts to influence the mind. For instance, it might say, start tomorrow, you'll never change, you don't have what it takes. You don't have the money to do this, you're not good enough, your mum told you to do this, etc., etc. Can you see the vicious circle here of the body and mind? If you respond to these voices as if they are true, which are now amplified because you are out of your comfort zone, you believe in that thought. That thought is going to lead to the same choice, which is going to lead to the same behavior, which is going to lead to the same experience and produce the same emotion. The person is going to say, this feels right, but really, this feels familiar. We need to go from the old self to the new self. Going from the old self to the new self is a neurological, biological, chemical, and hormonal change. It's a genetic death of the old self. Everything that you perceive about yourself from the past does not exist right now. Like, you're not that person anymore. You are the person you are right now in this very moment. You thinking that you are not able to lose weight or get a new job is a thought. It's a pure thought. Like, that is not opening up your mind to the actual great possibilities that are out there. That is you limiting yourself through your past experiences. You can lose the weight. You can get a new job. You can literally achieve any goal that you want. You just have to believe in yourself and stop living in a memory of the past. New opportunities will open up themselves to you if you allow yourself to do that, rather than leaving your brain in the past. Let it free. So most of our state of being when we wake up in the morning is in the past, but we have a choice. We are either defined by memories of the past or a vision of the future. We are stuck living in the past, retaining our daily thoughts and feelings, which are an end product of our past experiences. The fact of the matter is, you can achieve so much in life. It is a question of making the choice to do something differently. Once you have decided to do this, you've got to be ready, because it's going to feel uncomfortable and unfamiliar, and this is the moment that the game is on. So I have created an actionable point here that you can do in order to kind of try and break through these old thought patterns and habits of the past and living in the past. So what I want you to do is make sure that you are somewhere quiet without any distractions. Shut your mind off from your thoughts and take a deep breath and ask yourself, for instance, why has losing weight or getting into shape been a struggle? What has truly held me back from getting the results I want? Obviously, feel free to come up with your own questions. It could be, why am I not in the job that, I envisioned myself being in when I was at uni? Why has it been so difficult to actually get the job? Or why is this relationship still in a bitter place? Like, can I, does it need forgiveness? Like, why is my feelings towards this person this certain way, and that, how does that affect my everyday life? Just feeling bad about it. So yeah, feel free to come up with your own questions, and as you can open up the questions in several areas of your life. Like, why not have a question about finance, a question about relationships, a question about your health, a question about your goals and what you want to achieve in, just in your day to day, just feeling good, feeling more energized. Like, question these things and just ask yourself. And I think deep down, you will know the answers to these questions. And it's not about the excuses you make for yourself. Like, oh, I don't have time to lose weight, so I won't. That's why I haven't done it. Like, it goes deeper than that, way deeper. So delve deeper and try to forge an understanding of how your feelings dictate your thoughts. And over time, you will be able to change those everyday thoughts to stop living in a memory of your past and start mapping out your future. I'm Kat, and thank you so much for listening to my podcast today. I will be doing more of these kind of style podcasts where I basically give you an insight into my thoughts about a certain topic, and hopefully it's stuff that can really help you to move on with your life. So thanks again for listening, and I hope to see you at the next one.